All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Machahak Radash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing his truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. In this particular video, we're going to be touching on what is the mark of the beast, and this is going to be a part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you go watch it. We proved what is the mark of the beast, and that is the microchip. It's not what these other camps say. John 3:16, sleeping with white woman, Christianity, and embargo, something spiritual, so forth and so on. We debunked all of that. All right, we proved that it is, in fact, the microchip. Over here in America, they call it the RFID, radio frequency identification device. Over there across seas, like in Sweden and Spain, they call it the NFC, near field communication. And also you have the brain chip. When the scriptures talk about in your right hand or in the forehead is talking about the brain chip, right? And that goes by the name of Neuralink. It's the microchip, which is the mark of the beast nonetheless, right? So if you haven't watched the first video, the first part, go watch that Baba Kasha. And in this particular video, we're just going to focus on the chip that goes in your hand. And I just want to play a couple videos of how they're trying to advertise it to you, try to make it desirable to you, try to make it appeal to your liking. They want you to want it. So they're showing you how convenient it is. This girl right here, Chip Girl. She's showing you how her house is chipped. It's a smart house. All her doors are locked with the chip. Her husband builds certain technology and you can only access it with the chip. You got other videos. She's at the grocery store. Not just her, other people as well. They're showing you how convenient it is in the grocery store. You know, they don't have wallets on them. They don't got their car keys on them. They just out there, you know, with the chip. So, you know, everybody else, you know, fumbling with paper dollars and change and whatever. You know, she just wave her hand and beep, and she out the door. So they're trying to show you how convenient it is. Also, I'm going to play a couple videos of, you know, these mysterious figures holding implant parties, chip parties, where they're chipping people and they're letting you know that they believe this is the future. You know, they believe everybody is going to have a chip in the future. And so they're pushing it right now and try to make it more palatable and, you know, acceptable, you know. So we're going to, you know, just play that. And this chip right now, and the mark of the beast right now, it's not mandatory, but eventually it will be mandatory. It will become mandatory. If you don't have it, you don't want to take it, well, you'll be put to death. All right. As a matter of fact, let's get Revelations 13:16 and we read. It says, and he causeth all. That he causeth means it's going to be mandatory. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. And we went into that word mark in the first part. That word mark is charagma. The root word to that is charax. The root word to that will be grapho. Go watch the first part because we get into all of those words. Right? Continuing. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's talking about the RFID chip into your right hand, your forehead. You're talking about the brain chip, the Neuralink. All right. Now, the difference between them is, you know, the chip in your hand, you can, you know, it's more like you can access locked doors. You don't need your keys. You know, it turns your car on. You can pay for groceries and things like that. You know, it's hella convenient on that tip. That's how they're going to push it. And, you know, on the medical side of the game as well. If you go into the hospital, you have an emergency, the only thing they have to do is scan your chip. And they got your vitals, they got everything, they got your record, who you are, when you were born, your blood type, they know your blood pressure, all of that by just scanning your chip. All right. The one in the brain, well, that allows you to, you know, kind of control certain technologies, you know, use you know, computer without a mouse. You could just think about it. You know, as a matter of fact, one guy who got the brain chip was interviewed by Joe Rogan, and he was talking to you about that. And I believe the second guy who got the brain chip, you know, he's on there playing the, you know, the PlayStation, what is mine? And he's just better than everybody because he doesn't have to use a joystick. He just thinks about it. So instantaneously, he just, just shooting people down on whatever game he plays. He's just good at it, right? So there's different applications to these, the RFID in your hand and also the brain chip. It's still the mark of the beast, both of them. So no matter which one you take, you say, I don't want the one in my head. Yeah, I'll just get the one in the right hand. Or you might say, I don't want the one in the right hand. I just want the one in my head, on my brain. Nonetheless, it's the mark of the beast, all right? But they have different things that they can do, all right? In this particular video, we're going to get into the chip that goes into your hand, all right? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So if you do not take this mark, you will not be able to buy and sell. You see? And you're going to be a threat to them. All right? They already have camps that they're going to throw you in if you don't want to take it. All right? So, and just to point it out before we hop into some videos, now how is this John 3:16, sleeping with white woman, Christianity, and Bargo, so forth and so on? All right? How is this going to prevent you from buying and selling? The only thing that makes sense is what it actually is, and that's the mark of the beast being the microchip. Now, enough of me rambling. Oh, man. Salakia. Was it in my reason? Yeah, here we go. Let's watch this Chip Girl.
Chip Girl here. So a lot of you are either new or...
She goes by the name of Chip Girl. What the brother say? He said, Chip Girl. No, you mean mark of the beast in your... and her hand, girl. Oh, man.
Still confused on what the chip in my hand really does. Inside of my hand, there's a very small piece of technology. It's about the size of a grain of rice. Its most basic function is to be used as a key. We use the technology to lock up our front door and other places around our house. The thing that's different about my hand that a key doesn't have is that I can reprogram this anytime I want. So let's say I move or somebody gets the information on my chip, I can easily change it. You guys also keep asking why we chippy everything in our house. When we say something is chipped, all we really mean is that it has the capability of being locked. So let's say we have guests over. If they want to lock this area of the house, they can. Or when we chippy the gym, it's because we don't want our guests or our kids to get hurt on this equipment. We also entertain a lot. So having a door and a door over there helps because we're able to lock it if we have parties and we don't want people to go on specific sides of the house. All it really is a form of technology that we can program to do cool things around our house. Comment below if you need to know more.
Cool things around the house. See, she's trying to sell it to you. She's trying to make you desire it. Trying to have it be appealing to you. All right? This is her whole mission now. She got, she Chip Girl. She got a whole YouTube little handle. And she's on there and just showing you different things on how convenient the chip is and how it makes her life so easy. Right? You see how they're advertising it?
It's a company in Wisconsin offering employees microchips to replace ID badges. It's hosting a chip day party to implant the devices in the employees. And our guy Ron Mott is at the party. Hey, Ron, how is it?
Hey, Hoda and Matt, good morning to you both. We all know people complain that their companies treat them like machines. Well, 3 Square Market is sticking it to their folks today using these needles. Now, let me show you first what this microchip looks like. It is about the size of a grain of...
You see that?
To you both. We all know people complain that their companies treat them like machines. Well, 3 Square Market is sticking it to their folks today using these needles. Now, let me show you first what this microchip
that right there in his hand
looks like.
Oh, so
it is.
You see that? He's squeezing the chip out of it. You can see it there, right there at the end. That's the device or how the delivery system, and you see the chip at the end on how they're going to give you that mark of the beast. We went into the words in the part 1. Charagma being showing you that this is a physical thing. They're going to cut into the flesh. They're going to jab you. They're going to break the skin, and they're going to put that mark of the beast in you. And then that root word, the charagma, karax, which means sharpened to a point. They're going to dig into you with something, and this happens to be, as you see, that syringe with the large catheter, because it has to get that chip through it. All right? And then the root word to correct was grapho, which means to write. And on this chip is going to have all your information on it, right? So that's what you're looking at right there.
About the size of a grain of basmati rice. So Patrick here is the CIO. Andy is a licensed body piercer. So let it rip. We're going to see this now.
I got it.
I can't look.
Oh, you're doing fine. You're doing fine.
I can't look.
Yeah.
Needle is in.
Yeah.
Chip is in.
Bingo.
Not very much blood at all. Patrick, how'd that feel?
Better than get my wisdom teeth out.
Okay, and you're still conscious.
Yeah, I'm great.
Melissa got chipped yesterday, but you had to be talked into doing this. How long did it take you to say yes to this?
I was a little hesitant at first, but I had 7 days to think about it. And once I learned the facts, there was no question in my mind.
Okay, one last thing we want to show you over here. Hold on, Matt. Go ahead, Steve. They can buy their goodies here in the break room by just using their hand. Real quickly, he's going to get a Kit Kat bar. And it's paid for $1.06, guys. So the question again, as we asked you last week, are you ready to be chipped, guys? Let's send it back to you.
I'm kind of I don't know that I would do it.
No?
Would you do it?
I don't, for the convenience of it,
Yeah.
maybe?
Maybe?
Yeah. I don't know.
See that? For the convenience of it, maybe, right. Hey, so I can just hop in the car without, putting the keys. I don't need a key fob. I don't need none of that. I just got the chip. Or my house, I could just get into it with the chip. Or I could just pay for goodies and snacks and Kit Kats and Butterfingers and shit with the chip in my hand. It's convenient like that. Also, in Sweden, they give privileges to people who are chipped. They get to skip in the front of the line. For those who've been at the casino, you have, the regular windows is open to the regular people. Then you got the elite line. You get to skip the front. You get that special treatment. Well, whoever got the chip, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, they get special treatment. They get to skip. They get treated like royalty. Right? Also, if you have the chip in your hand, you get different benefits on riding your train, public transportation out there in Sweden. Hey, see how they're advertising it, giving you goodies, giving you things like that? Well, eventually it will be mandatory. Okay? This is the mark of the beast. Don't listen to these other groups out here, man. They're in this thing for something else. All right? And whether it be money, women, or just hating the apostles and elders, they'll have you take the MOTB, by poisoning the doctrine, Let's look at that.
Not for a Kit Kat bar.
Maybe for a Mercedes.
Maybe for a Klondike.
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly not a Kit Kat.
Ron, thanks. Hey, let's go to Dylan. Dylan's got more. You've been asking folks about it.
We've asked on Twitter, would you be willing to have a microchip implanted? And not surprisingly, 93% said no. What's wrong?
Now watch, hey, when it become mandatory, them numbers will dramatically change, huh?
with this? It's easy to keep around.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You see that? Now, I want to play, let's see, like video. As you see, right here, somebody getting it again, getting the chip implant party in France. I'm going to play a little bit of that. Sweden's extreme makeover. You see biohacking, bio getting into the human life, and then hacking, right? They just told you what they want to do. But anyway, biohacking, you getting a chip in your hand or you getting a chip in your brain. And then them, just, convincing you because you get certain goodies with it. But eventually, in part 3, we'll get more into it. But this is going to be mandatory very soon. All right. You look at Elon Musk's son ran up on one of his interviews. And the first thing he said was, he got up on he was like, "You want to sit on my lap, bud?" And so Elon Musk put his son on his lap. And his son said, "Space tax, won't you just quietly do what we say?" You see? I guess his son was in on one of his meetings. Anyway, let's look at a little bit of this.
Hard work. You know it when you see it. You can almost sense the dedication.
Who's in charge of the camera? It's fine? Ooh. Okay, so now Stefan is massaging the shin to loosen the skin a little bit from the underlying tissues.
That's Eve.
Because
That's
the needle,
right there.
the implant is going to go in between the tissues and the skin. Here we go.
Boom, got herself a mark of the beast. Congratulations.
Here it's done.
Congratulations, you just destroyed yourself.
In Sweden, there's nothing unusual about being a cyborg. A Stockholm media enterprise is holding an implantation party. It has invited the artistic crowd. They can upgrade their bodies at the party.
Upgrade your body.
It was Hannes Sjöbott's idea. He is the founder of a biohacker group. Biohackers refuse to accept biology and the limitations of nature. They want to upgrade their bodies with technology. Today, Sjöbott is promoting RFID chips, the same chips that Patrick Baumann carries in his body.
Ooh, Salakia.
I mean, it works like this. We humans, we are skeptical about things we don't really understand, right? But if you explain how it works, what are the good things, what are the bad things, what are the dangers, I mean, then most people are simply comfortable with it. So this is what I try to do. I'm not in the business of selling implants. I just like to share the insights I have.
Getting a chip. Man, it's a whole different agenda that he has. He says he's not into selling them. Well, you're advertising the hell out of it. And not just that, you brought the dude who has a suitcase full of microchips and he's selling them. So, you know, just pay attention to what they're doing. You know? They're advertising the MOTB. Once again, it's voluntary right now, but eventually it's going to be mandatory. It's going to be involuntary, right?
Implanted in Sweden costs exactly the same as in Germany, about 120 euros. The chips are made of bioglass so that the body doesn't reject them, and they're the size of a grain of rice. Helena Jungwirth is one of the first who wants to try them out.
I am not nervous at all, actually. It's not worth than giving birth, so I'm sticking to my thought on that. Try everything once, you only live once.
She just said the YOLO phrase, you only live once. You see, this is the mindset that people gonna have. You only live once. And FOMO too, fear of missing out. So in fear of missing out of what the world got to offer them, you know, not being a part of the cool crowd. You know, it's kind of like that mentality when a new phone comes out, like a new iPhone, people go get that, and it's really just the same phone. But the mentality of fear of missing out on not having the latest thing, or not, you know, doing what's trendy, or not being with, you know, a part of the wave, they just do, you know, buy it, even though it's the same damn iPhone. We'll take that same mindset with this chip, with the mark of the beast. Right? She just told you that. She said you only live once. So, hey, that's that YOLO spirit. You only live once. And that FOMO spirit, the fear of missing out.
I might take it out tomorrow.
You'll love it. Hey, and for you Israelites, it's, you know, you think you can take it and then take it out. You can walk behind a tree and just pop it out. You know, eyes all buck. You got yourself a box cutter in your pocket. You about to take it out. See, Lord, I'm taking it out. It don't work like that. Revelation 15 talks about 1 and 2 talks about the elect, those who have gotten the victory over the mark, who didn't take the mark. They are the ones that's going to be saved. They are the ones that's going to be beamed up, who's going to stand on a sea of glass. What does standing on a sea of glass mean? After they're beamed up, they're going to be standing in them chariots in the firmament, man, over the firmament, watching those nukes explode. You see?
Can't like that.
5 seconds later, Helena Jungwirth is chipped.
So there ain't no taking it and trying to pop it out the next day because you feel bad, or you went online and they said, yeah, you just took the mark of the beast. Now you feel bad. Now you're going to try to take it out. No, hell no. It don't work like that.
Hopefully I can open my door with it. I have to call the insurance company and the people delivering the door and see if I can open that with it.
An extraordinary number of people who get chips implanted don't know what exactly to do with them. A company representative explains how they can save passwords or their business cards on the chips and transmit them to a smartphone with a wave of the hand. Theoretically, the data could easily get into the wrong hands.
Does it? Is that it?
No doubts at all. I think it's great. Cool. I think it's a fun thing, cool thing. And I think it's only the beginning of this. It should be. I think it will be an explosion going forward.
10% within 5 years.
He said it's going to be an explosion going forward. He believes that this technology is going to be all over, which, you know, the scriptures back that up. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their forehead. And no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. Yeah. You know, and Salakia, if I sound a little distracted, I'm driving. This is a / in transit as well. And I'm trying not to, you know, make any mistakes here on this road. But let's play the rest of this video, and then I'm going to exit it. All right?
Sweet. Yeah. We're early adapters. Yeah. We're really avant-garde with technology. I mean, the upcoming generation, they're all born with an iPad or an iPhone or a Samsung. I mean, my son is 6 years old. He's doing junior programming on his iPad, like kindergarten stuff.
The public transport company in Stockholm is even considering letting passengers pay for their tickets with implanted chips. Helena Jungwirth, who has just received her first chip, thinks that's a great idea.
I lose my things all the time. I lose my passport, I lose my bus card, my keys, my card to the gym. If everything could be in one place, that would be amazing. And I hope that will come during the next 6 months, but maybe I shouldn't be too optimistic. But I guess I'd be more free.
You see that? She said more free. See? And people are going to take it, which you're seeing them do it right now, for that convenience. I don't have to look for my keys, my wallet, my gym membership. I don't have to worry about losing this or that. I could just have everything all in my hand. Well, why not take it? That's a no-brainer. Right?
Elsewhere in Stockholm, chips are already commonplace. The epicenter is a large modern office complex in the central business district. There are dozens of startups here. As a matter of course, workers open the doors with chip implants. It was Hannes Sjöblad's idea. He was host at the implantation party, and he's the building's innovative spirit.
I want to question the status quo. I mean, yes, we've had keys in our pockets all our lives, right? We are used to it. But someone has to say, we don't need it. Someone needs to see what is possible to do tomorrow.
So far, workers have been able to choose. The question, of course, is whether they will still be able to do so in future.
Uh-oh. Hey, you heard him. They're able to choose so far. But hey, that might not be the case in the future. That's not going to be the case in the future. If you don't take it, hey, Esau come with that spirit of get down and lay down. All right? You see?
I just want to have a community of smart people who learn how this works. Because if the day comes when a big company launches the eye implant, or the Swedish tax authority says we were going to chip everyone, then we will have a group of people who understands this technology and can challenge the uses that the authority wants this technology to have on us. So for me, this is so important with the democratization of technology. It's not just to learn how to use the technology. It's more importantly to understand how it's being used against you.
All right. Well, I hope that was edifying. Once again, Salakia for if I seem a little distracted. I am doing it in transit. But I hope it was edifying. I hope you can take something from this. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.